This time it is a junkyard rescue as a crossover with Roadkill's Junkyard Gold and Steve Magnante.
Yeah, he pretty much burned us, didn't he?
It is a Galaxie far, far away.
Whole 34 miles.
About 34 miles. It's Phoenix, Arizona, nice and balmy today at Desert Valley Auto Parts because Junkyard Gold. You ever watch that show?
All the time, especially when I want to get smarter about cars.
Yeah, me too. When I am in a great old car junkyard, I am in my happy place. It is just like one of the greatest things on earth to me, which is why I love this Motor Trend show called Junkyard Gold. And there was a first season of it. It's a show with Steve Magnante walking around and basically looking at old cars and giving you factoids about them that you never knew before. And so, we're bringing it back. It's gonna be Roadkill's Junkyard Gold. I'm using him as my eyes and ears to find the greatest cars in America in junkyards that Finnegan and I can then go nab and make run and drive.
All of our greatest work happens in junkyards.
And it's about to, so we're gonna go see what Steve's got for us. I've seen it. I think you have. But...
My memory sucks. I haven't seen anything.
Okay, you're gonna like it.
All right.
I promise. Magneto.
Hey guys.
Yo.
You saw the pictures. You want to see the car?
Yeah.
All right, follow me. It's this way. It's red. It's a big block. It's a 4-speed.
4-speed sells it.
Yeah, you know, I'm with you. You know, the automatics can be so problematic and freeze up and all that kind of stuff. And here it is.
Oh. If this car was like a 6-cylinder, a small block, no way.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but the 390 and the stick, 100%.
Does it look about the same as it did in the pictures?
Oh, it's a lovely shade of neglect. I love it. This is great.
You know, photos add 100 points of goodness. It's not that good.
Well, look inside. The money on this thing to me is right inside, the 4 on the floor.
Okay, this is sweet.
Yeah, back in 1964, somebody brought this car home and showed his buddies the 4 on the floor in his new big block Ford Galaxie.
Yeah.
That was a big deal when this car was new.
Look at that console.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. You guys will make it. You guys will hit the road in this thing.
Does it have power steering and stuff?
Take a peek. There's no air conditioning, no problem. Simplicity, I'm going to guess, is the...
It was a big attraction. The fewer accessories, the easier the junkyard rescue. Oh, it's got the single pot master cylinder with a booster.
Yeah.
Okay, explain to such ignoramuses as myself, Mike, and the audience why it says Thunderbird on the valve covers.
Well, Ford, the Thunderbird from 55 on up was Ford's halo car, and they often referred to their larger engines as the Thunderbird V8, even though it wasn't in a Thunderbird car. And this does have something kind of cool. The chrome on those valve covers is not factory issue. This is the Z-code 300 horse 390, which I think would have had just a blue or a black engine. The chrome is probably 406 valve covers that some enthusiasts added. Well, the Ford is out of my hands. Mike and Dave have taken possession of this car. And I think if they attend to the details of this car, bleed the brakes, make sure the wheel bearings are packed, I would even prime the engine with an electric drill motor, get the distributor out, run that pump backwards, you know, pump the motor full of oil. If they do that kind of stuff, I think they have a good shot of getting this thing on the road and out of here. But it's not in my hands anymore. I'm going to keep looking for more cars in more junkyards.
I like what Steve brought us. It's got a 4-speed, which is good. It's got a big block, which is also good. I have no idea how long it's been sitting here, which means I'm entirely optimistic that Freiburger and I, ignoring all the basic rules of mechanics, will probably be on the road.
The key is that it's fairly complete. Everything is here, we're not looking for something. The other thing is, it being a manual transmission just makes our odds better because it means that the automatic isn't going to have a bunch of dried seals that are going to create problems. And it's an older car, it's very simple. Hopefully we can actually get the thing running. My plan is always, make sure the engine runs first before you touch anything else, right?
Minimal effort. Dude, there's so many turds on this.
A lot of turds.
Look at it.
They're big too. They're not raccoon, they're large rodent.
Yeah, that's like chupacabra poop right there or something, dude.
Okay, it's fixed. Fired up.
You restored it.
I feel I'm here to disappoint Magnante because he had expectations of like us removing the distributor and pre-lubing this thing and doing everything the right way. It's a good thing he's gone because we're about to just crank this engine that's been sitting for who knows how long. I had to clean up all the cable connections here, but I think it's gonna crank.
That's promising.
Wow.
No clunking.
Okay, so you want to try key?
Yeah.
Try it. Maybe the ignition works. There we go.
No way.
No spark. That's cool that the key works.
Yeah.
It seemed like I didn't have any spark because I put flammable brake fluid down the carburetor and it didn't go. So now I'm gonna see if it does. Okay, crank.
Okay.
Yes, it has spark.
We have spark. Probably just cold.
Woo! So it's got something.
Maybe it's not quality spark.
It is not quality spark. It's not a nice big orange spark. It's a little tiny orange spark. So by hot wiring it, we're gonna attempt to make that a little bit better. And the other thing we have not looked at all is if it's getting any airflow through the carburetor. I mean, who knows? There could be turds, dead rat. I was trying to start it on the brake clean, which you've seen me do a million times. But the thing is, they sell different brake clean formulas in different areas for emissions reasons and stuff. Check it out, non-flammable. So therefore, we're gonna go to the cleaner carb and fire it up on something that will actually explode. Oh, that was fire. It's gonna happen.
Wants to run.
It really wanted to.
If we have a gas can, we need fuel line.
Actual gas, it's gonna work. Okay, that should be a good fire. It wanted to. There we go. Go, go, go.
Dude, it wants to idle too.
It does. No way.
I think we have at least 6.5 cylinders there.
Wow, this thing runs good.
It's alive.
We're gonna be good.
How long has this been parked?
Like 40 years, something like that. That's awesome. The 390 started way easier than expected and actually runs pretty smooth and didn't make any hideous noises or anything. Our first major problem is that water pump is locked solid. Look at this. Rusted up hard. So we're gonna have to pull it out. Lots of poop, lots of nesting, and one dead water pump.
This is likely going to be the donor vehicle for everything we need. It's another Ford Galaxie 500. It has the right engine with a water pump. It has door strikers because we're missing those. We'd like our doors to stay shut. This is the benefit of coming to a scrapyard when you're trying to rescue a hot rod.
That one's locked up also. Okay. That water pump is junk.
All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Well, we're a little stuck for a water pump right now. Our donor car, its water pump was froze up. One of the guys in the yard brought us this one, which is not froze up, which is awesome, but it is different than this. And so, because of this little protrusion, that's not gonna work, but he's bringing one right now. Come here.
Check it out. Desert Valley Auto Parts had a brand new one rebuilt in stock.
Man, this is a damn good day. We have new radiator hoses, a rebuilt water pump. Radiator seems to be in okay shape. Okay, now we need a radiator. Look at that. There's a hole right in the middle of it. That's right about where Freiburger was working with the ratchet that he got stuck in there. Pretty sure Freiburger is the reason we're not driving this car.
I ruined the old radiator as I was trying to fix it. So Finnegan went on the hunt, which is some kind of 64-ish Thunderbird radiator that appears to work perfectly with the exception of the upper nipple, which is too small.
You don't hear that a lot. Nipple's too small. Well, because it works so well on the He Hate Me Econoline, we are once again sleeving a radiator outlet that is way too small for a hose that is just the right size. And this time, duct tape. This is a big moment right here. Does the stock mechanical fuel pump actually pump fuel? We're questioning it because the fuel line to the carburetor was just cut in half.
What we're gonna do now is hook up the inlet side of the mechanical fuel pump just to our bucket, see if we can get it to drink gas.
We got fuel.
That works. Great.
All right.
And it got some dirty fuel out of the pump. At this point, Next time we start it, if the carburetor works, we'll be able to keep it running.
It's alive. Oh, turd dust everywhere.
That's incredible.
That carburetor's not a fountain right now. We don't have just gas pouring out of every orifice. That fuel pump seems to work just fine. I say we check the brakes, check the gears, hit the road. Let me put the gas can in the...
Yeah.
It's like it was built for it.
For sure.
This is definitely safe. This is going directly next to the voltage regulator for the ignition.
This is gonna be the moment. We're gonna fire it up and see if it'll go in gear, if the clutch works. Putting it in gear. Ah, clutch won't disconnect. We're screwed.
We need a clutch? Maybe it's just the linkage.
No, because it goes in gear if it's off. See? Not when it's running. Okay, now it might move. Hold on. Yeah, clutch doesn't disconnect. Guys at Desert Valley Auto Parts have like a shade over there and a concrete pad, so they're gonna let us use it to jack the car up and put it on stands, figure out what's going on. More bad news. We have to push it over there. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, it rolls
Fire in the tires.
fairly good. Okay, back is good. Thank you.
Okay, clutch in.
The clutch has like 2 inches of free play.
It's starting to move. I think the thing is just stuck together.
Mike called underneath and looked at the clutch while I stepped on it a bunch of times. It looks like it might be separating. So right now we're gonna test it by firing it up and trying again to get it in gear while the engine is running. It's moving now, isn't it?
Yeah. The brakes must be stuck.
So we're gonna try to use rust penetrant on the clutch and hope that it recovers. Holding, not doing anything?
Wow, it's like the desert's coming out of this clutch right now.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe it just needs a hose up in there.
Go ahead again.
Now the clutch is returning.
Yeah, I think it just needs to be flushed. It's moving pretty well now.
Yeah, and the pedal's coming up every time. I'm gonna see if that helped anything. Ooh, it goes into gear now. Easy.
Hey. Yeah, I think the brakes are just holding it.
Man, this thing runs good. Listen to that. It's like a speedboat. Blub, 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 blub.
I think we just revisit our radiator and fan clearance and take the wheels off and look at the brakes.
I'm declaring all win up to this point. The engine runs amazingly well. I can't believe that Autolite carburetor is actually doing as well as it is. But from sitting here, that clutch is just packed in dirt and rust, but it seems to be self-healing. The brake pedal won't move at all, and who knows what other disasters we're gonna find, but we will leave that for mañana.
Oh, dude, you fixed it.
Get out.
No. Keep going now. This is fun for me.
I really wanted to believe. Man, we are so close and yet so far. And the far is that master cylinder right there. When these things sit forever, usually that little piston just sticks in the bore in there and the pedal won't move at all. So first thing I'm gonna do is remove that deal and bleed the brakes and get out of here. Yesterday when we were working out in the field, there was this old two-door Falcon wagon that was super cool, and it had this ancient, like burned out bumper sticker on the back that said, "The Stakeout." And it turns out it's like this cool old restaurant that's been there since 1951. So, we'll go there. Let's find out if we can even get this thing on the road though. He's gonna try the pedal now and see. Yep, that's fine. Oh. Packed in dirt.
So our brakes don't look bad at all. In fact, I think we're just gonna clean things up and put new wheel bearings, which we'll pack now with fresh grease, put this all back together, throw it in the car, and then drive to Stake.
Uninterrupted.
It's gonna be all smooth.
It took a couple hours to get it delivered, but we have a brand new, completely archaic, single pot master cylinder at the go. I'm about ready to bench bleed this thing And I'm gonna make bubbles by cycling it. There we go. Okay, install it.
Aha!
We're going to bleed. He's got one of the bleeders open and the pedal basically still won't even move.
I could feel something happening in there. I was like, this is weird. And then when you let off, I can spin the drum, but when you step on it, I can't spin the drum. This may not be jacked up. This may be functioning.
It's almost as if the brakes are already bled and we haven't even started yet, which is what's really weird. Ready?
I just stopped it. It's moving. It's stopping. We have brakes, dude. This is weird.
It just works.
This is so weird.
Let's go test drive this thing.
The crazy part is it had that much brake fluid in the master cylinder. You know, just enough where
It stayed bled.
stayed bled.
Yeah, and we bench bled it,
Yeah.
and then all there was that little bubble right at the end of the hose.
We're so good at this.
Really good. This is the fabulous Freiburger fuel system. See, we're gonna run the stock tank that's in this thing and we have no idea what's in there. It's probably full of dirt and crud and all sorts of stuff. And so I run multiple filters. So we'll drive down the road and this one will clog and then we just remove it. Then we keep driving until this one clogs and then we just remove it. This works way better with clear versions of these filters, but this is a way to get on the road from the junkyard with minimal effort.
Gotta fill this 5 gallons in there and then go get another 5 gallons and put in there, and hopefully that dilutes it enough where it just doesn't clog every fuel filter we put between here and the carburetor. We'll drive today. We'll get somewhere.
We're one step closer. I ransacked the junkyard and came up with whoosh. Do you call them dish mags or do you call them slot mags? Whatever you call them, they're retro cool. These are 14x7s. We got some 225 70 14s on these babies. And we're good to go. Ooh, this thing's gonna ride sweet. Come on, start. There we go.
Yo, it's moving! Do the brakes work? Yes!
There we go.
There we go.
We are driving.
Look at us!
This is totally official right now. Runs great. Well, here's the good news, the clutch doesn't slip. Yet. Ooh, the power steering works. We didn't even check the fluid, the power steering works.
This car wants to leave here.
Carburetor's warming up a little bit. I got clutch.
There we go.
Yeah.
Little scratch. Little scratch.
I am so happy the clutch broke loose. Now we can have bang shifting. But the brakes remain really bad, although if I step on them a few times, they're gonna get better. Are you ready for brakes?
Sure.
Here we go.
Got no seatbelt?
Oh, see, they improved. It stopped straight that time.
It's like that Cadillac. The best part about this car is the gauges don't work, so we really will never know whether we should pull over.
Gauges are the roadkill bearers of bad news. You cannot believe how great the steering is on this thing. It's got 1-finger power steering, perfect turn-in, alignment is flawless.
She's a gem.
It is martini time.
Let's go celebrate.
Oh, yeah. This thing is healing. I'm telling you, every lap it heals. That was a successful test drive. Thank you.
Look at what we just did. I don't care how long that car has or hasn't sat, it was messed up. Dirt everywhere. And we got most of that dirt out and then just trucked it all around this place.
The car is healing itself. As soon as we got it out driving around in the junkyard, all of a sudden the clutch freed up. The first time I stood on the brakes real bad, it like pulled to the right. It felt like only one tire was locking up. But the more times I hit them, the more they all sort of worked in. The car just wants to come to life. But it's gonna strike on the road because tomorrow morning, all we gotta do is like tune that carburetor a little bit. It's kind of too much junk for me. And we sprung a big old leak in the heater core, gonna have to fix that, no big deal. But after that, we are in the wind. Morning. Today's the day. We will soon be in a galaxy far, far away. But first, there's some wrenching to do. Mike is working right now on getting the door jamb strikers, which we don't have for our Galaxie, and they're also fighting us trying to scavenge some from the junkyard. One down, one to go. All right, installing. Ah! How is it?
Oh, it's perfect, like top to bottom. Totally straight, trim lines up. Car's practically restored here. We're gonna make this thing run a little better. If you've got a flammable liquid, such as this CRC cleaner carb, you can spray this around the intake manifold, hoses and fittings, and if there's a vacuum leak anywhere, it'll suck this in and you'll hear the engine accelerate in RPM. If we don't find that, get out our screwdriver, adjust the idle mixture screws, adjust the idle speed screw, get it at least to idle at a stoplight. From there, hit the road. Okay, try it again. Think the base gasket's leaking.
Tighten it up.
Yeah. So the flammable liquid test totally works. Engine wouldn't idle. Every time I sprayed the back corner of the carburetor, it would stay running. And eventually we realized there was a vacuum hose connected to the intake manifold with a bolt in the end of it. So that was allowing air into the engine, which of course means we had too much air, not enough fuel, and it wouldn't idle. So this should run now. Go for it, Dave.
Yeah.
Ta-da! And now we can tune, now that we don't have a vacuum leak.
Race car. Closing the hood for the last time, for the first time. We are ready.
We can't be stopped. Let's go. It actually sounds pretty good.
First gear.
I dig this console too, even if it
The
is covered in
console's
mud.
great. Wait. How'd I do?
Very smooth, sir. How about Desert Valley Auto Parts?
So first gear's been a thing so far.
Shall we go for two?
Ready?
Do it. Yeah. Can we get all the way to the stakeout without making the acronym fix or repair daily or found on road dead a thing?
Found on Roadkill. I'm starting to hear a little lifter tick or something.
When we first got it fired, it had it, but it went away. But yeah, now it's back.
Oh, how's your carbon monoxide?
It's something.
Yeah. All right, brake check. Okay, a lot of effort, but
Present. Not bad.
Not bad. Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
We're on a real road.
Two.
Oh, dude. Yes. Third.
Sounds great. Smells horrible.
Oh my God.
Dude. I don't know what's worse, the exhaust or the poop dust.
I'm thinking exhaust. Oh, I can taste the turd.
The initial test drive was a monumental success, if by success you mean inhaling poop, exhaust fumes, dust, and driving 3 blocks to a gas station. We've got a giant hole in our trunk floor right here, which I'm about to patch with the cardboard box we got from the parts store for a brake hose, and yes, once again, the pink duct tape.
Wow. The airflow was good. It just sent a bunch of dirt. Oh, dude. Well, we were on the freeway for a while and then came to a stop and it died and doesn't want to start again.
There was a lot of smoke.
So we're cruising down the road and this thing is bellowing smoke out the back. The brakes are absolute garbage. And then a problem develops. We actually are about to blow the lower radiator hose off the thing, and that's something we can't live with. Turns out the clamp is dangling freely on the hose. So that is the problem. We've had remarkable luck lately with head gasket in a can, so we're now going with the piston rings in a can. This will do absolutely nothing, but it will restore compression, restore horsepower, restore engine life, and reduce oil consumption. Yeah. Okay, valve stem seals are replaced.
Nice work.
On the road again.
The mechanic in the can said it might take up to 2 days to work. We got time for that.
It's a lot of smoke.
Yeah. You want the news now, or you want the news, like, at the parts store?
What?
I bought the wrong can of stuff. It needed a head gasket fix, not engine restore.
Why does it need head gasket fix?
Because when I filled the radiator up the rest of the way, oil came out of the radiator.
It was probably in that radiator when we got it.
I don't know.
Well, we could get that head gasket sauce.
Yeah, we can certainly try that.
Apparently we're gonna have to pour in some super sauce to keep oil out of the radiator. Oh, wow.
Yeah, see?
That's black. You know what that is? That's exhaust.
Well, earlier when I dipped my finger in it, it was oil.
That's bad. Okay.
This will fix it, though.
I trust that stuff now.
You really can't ever get roadkill when you have this in your toolbox. I have to use all my superpowers. All right, K-Seal. Work your magic. Let's ride. A lot of smoke in here. I feel like Chong.
You look more like Cheech.
Here's the better looking one.
I don't know if you've noticed, but this thing smokes like a forest fire. Here's our problem. The cab's filling with smoke because the exhaust pipes are cut off right here, and there's holes in the floor right here that are therefore filling the interior with smoke. So I'm gonna use this stuff, clamp it on here, and then stretch it out and puke all that smoke out the back. I think the last time we put a carbon monoxide sensor in a car was in the He Hate Me, and it never went off. But this time, it could actually be a thing.
Testing.
Okay.
Carbon monoxide level 0 ppm.
All right, let me see if it smokes out the proper orifice. Oh yeah. I can still smell it in here though. Wow, is it bad? Not sure I've ever driven anything that smokes this bad. That's coming inside still. Yep. Blowing right in here.
It's on my side.
We're gonna have to stop again. We cannot sit in traffic. The whole inside of the car just fills with smoke. It's coming from the trunk, look. I think we're done.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Oh,
I really like this car.
you do?
I do. It's got racing stripes, James Bond smokescreen built in.
I think it's a theoretically cool car. The 4-speed makes it great. The smokescreen makes it absolutely undrivable. We have to actually do something about it, which I did not anticipate on this trip.
For me, it's no longer about like get to the steakhouse. It's how do we make this right?
Tomorrow, we're actually gonna figure out how to either put a motor in it or fix this one.
Yeah.
One way or another.
All right, tomorrow's a new day. I'll start finding engine parts.
Happy noontime. We spent all morning on the phone, networking, on Instagram, Facebook, trying to find out what we're gonna do. We really badly wanted to just rebuild this engine that's in the thing.
Yeah, it turns out you can't find bearings or rings or hardly any gaskets in this town for an FE motor.
They just don't exist.
But, power of the internet, we found a replacement motor. Rebuilt, sitting in plastic, in a teacher's garage, not more than an hour and a half from here. It's gonna be here soon.
I don't know how complete this engine is that we're getting. I don't know if it has valve covers, front tin.
I know it's got a timing cover, it's got a truck oil pan, it's got an intake on it, but no carb. And we have to swap intakes because it's a 2-barrel intake.
Ah, okay. So we're gonna have to reuse carb, distributor, expansion tank, manifolds. Wow, this thing's light.
No squirrels. Look what we found thanks to the internet. Our friend Tony dropped off this engine. Might be a 360 or a 390, don't know, don't care. After we negotiated the $1,200 purchase price, and not until it arrived here did we find out this was built by high school auto shop students.
So therefore it's way better than anything we could have done.
I don't know, dude. They can't paint either.
They
Look at
cannot
this.
paint. Do you notice that it's got mercury valve covers though? How cool is that?
Oh, that is pretty stylish.
Yeah. Unload. There we go. All right, we can get it out now. This is of course taking way longer than expected. We finally got the other engine out of the car. Now it's just a matter of like swapping all the parts over. We got a lot of stuff to do. We're gonna put the whole front dress on here, the oil pan, clutch, flywheel, pilot bushing.
Well, we're not the kind of guys that just throw new parts at an old car when something goes wrong and don't ask why. Actually, we are those people. While loading it into the bed of his truck, Tony decided to take the valve cover off, something we haven't done this entire 15-mile trip we've taken, and he spotted the intake push rod on, I think that's number 1. Decided to vacate the premises. For reference, that's what it should look like. That would be our smoke and our rough running. But hey, maybe now the car will do burnouts now that it has a freshly rebuilt motor done by high school auto shop students.
Looks great.
It's surfaced. Put it on there.
Uh-huh. Perfection. Oh, this thing is stupid.
Why is it gotta be made out of cast iron?
And
Ah!
that's turd.
This car's gonna be turd free.
Same news as last time, except for darker. We're still just bolting junk on. Actually, right now, I think we're gonna pull spark plugs out of it and roll it around and find top dead center and throw the distributor in. We're as ready as we're ever gonna be. We're gonna install this FE, it's gonna plop right into place. It's not gonna fight us with the Z-bar at all.
Or the input shaft, or the motor mount.
None of that. That is a major moment of victory. We got the engine closed up to the transmission, clutch is all installed, done with the hoist. It is like 10 o'clock at night and we're behind schedule, so we're gonna call it for the night. Tomorrow morning we got to bolt on carburetor, starter, exhaust, you know, radiator cooling, stuff like that. And then, once again, we'll be in the wind. I can't even believe this carburetor works as well as it does. Finnegan's underneath handling the starter and the exhaust and the clutch Z-bar and all that annoying stuff, and I'm doing fun things like carburetor, fuel system, spark plug wires. We have everything done except for the exhaust system back there and this, the major showstopper. The activation rod off of the pedal won't hook up to the clutch fork because it's about that much too long, because the fingers on this diaphragm type clutch stick out much more than they did on the long style clutch. I'm not gonna have an adjustment. I think we're gonna end up having to cut this rod and shorten it, which is uncool. Okay, step again. Now I'm gonna take the rod out. Step on it to the floor. Yeah, it moves way more. The frame end of the Z-bar is not attached anymore, which is the problem.
It's missing a bushing on the Z-bar that goes into the frame rail and it kind of holds everything up higher. So right now when you push the clutch, the rod is actually running across the top of the steering box and hanging there, and also hitting the inner fender well.
Clutch like it's supposed to be there, and it's resting there. That is our problem. We're all about the setbacks here on Roadkill, and the clutch linkage is one of them. We're still gonna be battling that one. It's a big problem. But while I was fiddling with that, Mike put water in the radiator and it all fell out of the back of the water pump and hit the ground. And so we found out that the bolt holes that hold the water pump on are not blind, and we didn't seal them, and they were puking real bad, and so was the thermostat housing. So we're resealing all of that. Okay. It's looking like the radiator leak is fixed. Now I'm back on the clutch, which is super ungood. We gotta take this Z-bar out.
No.
So the Z-bar goes onto balls on each end of it to pivot, and unfortunately, we only have one ball. The ball looks like this. This is the one that goes on the engine side, and we had that bolted up, but it wasn't attached on the other side of the frame, so it was just all wonky. Now we're fixing it. We're unwonkifying it.
I remember earlier when we thought, because our clutch height was different, that our push rod was too long, and we cut about that much off of it. So now that we've fixed the mounting issue, now the rod is way too short. There's the real lesson here, kids. Don't get angry and throw things away.
You'll need them later.
Yeah, sooner or later, you're gonna need a muffler shop to weld that back together for you.
Roadkill comedy of errors. So first, we cut the clutch activation rod way too short because the Z-bar was all out of whack. And then Mike ran down the street to a muffler shop, actually from a fan who stopped by here earlier today. He welded it here because I neglected to tell him I needed it here. So now we're gonna bend it, make it work.
Wait a minute, earlier you said we cut the rod, but now it's Mike welded it wrong.
Give it a shot.
We'll try again.
Okay, stepping on clutch linkage, trying it.
Ready?
Yep. And let go. Ba-boom. Set. Done.
I think that works.
Ready to try and start it? Neutral. Click it a couple more times, see if it'll even catch. There you go. Is the battery dead?
I don't know. Shouldn't be.
Ugh, I cannot turn it. That explains something.
We were rolling it over before though.
Not once it was bolted down to the transmission.
So what, input shaft is crammed into the back of it?
Uh-huh.
Crank has a different offset? Back of the cranks looked identical.
Locked up solid.
That's weird, dude.
We're trying to start this thing and the engine's locked up, won't turn over at all. Which means we've got something wrong with the transmission or clutch or whatever.
On like the third or fourth click, it moved and then stopped. Like something stopped it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nope. Strange. The first couple times he hit it, it didn't move. And then all of a sudden it broke loose and went. Still confused. I'm gonna pull off a valve cover and see if we're getting any oil pressure.
I hope they put all the plugs in. We never had the timing cover off and I never looked at the back of the block. Going again. That is not normal.
Our high school auto shop motor has no oil pressure.
I can see not all of them having oil, but none of them having oil is not normal.
Not one. For the record, I do not feel good about this at all. What's going on right now is we've got our new engine in and everything, and we've cranked it and cranked it and cranked it, and we don't have any oil up to the top end, so we're worried that it's got no oil pressure. We're also worried we've already cranked it so much that it's probably hurt some parts because it was assembled with white grease, which is just not the right thing to do. So we're gonna continue with the badness, and we're gonna start it with the valve covers off, hoping that it'll have enough RPM to actually pick up oil and get some oil up to the top end. Now, if we fire it up and do this and oil doesn't ever appear, that means that we've run the thing brand new with no oil pressure in it whatsoever, and almost certainly we will hurt something, probably flatten a camshaft. Can you crank some timing into it?
Okay, there we go.
That runs terrible.
I made fire out of the carburetor. Still dry.
I think it's junk.
I got a bad feeling.
The valves are barely opening. It's got no oil pressure. We've probably already wiped the thing.
We are not getting steak dinner at the stakeout tonight.
We can walk to the Sizzler. Is there oil in the tops of the lifters on this side?
No.
Anything?
Nope.
It runs terrible. It seems to me like it needs more advance.
I'll put more in it. Nope.
It's dead.
The smoke would indicate it's unhappy.
Yeah. We just killed that motor too. It's got no oil pressure. It's got to be the distributor's not engaging the drive shaft. But by this point, we've wiped all the bearings and yeah. Of course, I mean, these valve springs have no pressure. Who knows? The thing could run 100,000 miles if we could make it have oil pressure, but we can't without taking it out of the car and taking it apart and seeing what's wrong.
Next time on Roadkill.
Steve Mignante did this to us. Actually, I really can't blame him. The 64 Galaxie was a pretty good pick with the big block and the 4-speed and all that stuff. But I had to really cast my mind back on the history of junkyard rescues with Roadkill. I'm looking back at Pigpen, that 51 GMC that we took out of Turner's in Fresno. And honestly, that thing only made it 15 or 20 miles down the road. Maybe not even that, before a pinched off exhaust stopped us and killed the motor in that thing. And then there was the Disgusting at Colorado Auto and Parts. That thing ran great the day that we rescued it and did some donuts around in the junkyard. But then, months later, when Finn and I tried to drive the thing and did some more donuts, we found out that it had no oil pressure because there was leaves packed in the oil pickup, and we killed that engine. And so now we're 3 for 3 with the 64 Galaxie. The 390 was actually pretty good going out the front door of this thing, but man, it started smoking pretty fast. And as it turned out, it bent a push rod, probably because it had a sticky valve guide, and it started running on 7, and we decided to fix it because the whole point of junkyard rescue is a rescue, right? We ultimately picked the wrong motor and didn't really do due diligence with it on making it run and drive like you would do if you were in your own driveway, and we end up killing it too with no oil pressure whatsoever. But the thing is, anytime you can get an old car on 4 wheels, running, driving out the front door of a junkyard and into your garage and ready for some rescuing, that is a win. And this thing will be in the long run, because I think Mike and I are both sort of disappointed by the failure here and dedicated to the fact that the car has to live again. So someday on another Roadkill, we'll get this thing going. What we'll do with it, I'm just not sure yet, but it'll probably involve steak.
The very last thing you should do before embarking on any vehicle you get out of a junkyard, vacuum out the turds. That's just, oh man, I can feel it going through there. Ah! No, chupacabra, no. Don't come back to life.
This time on Roadkill, it's the Cheap Car Challenge! Oh! Here we are at Willow Springs International Raceway, the very first road racing circuit in the United States, for our special episode,
Cheap Car Challenge.
So basically, Mike and I were sitting around talking about, if you're a 17-year-old guy, you want your very first car, you've got $3,000 or less, yeah?
Yes.
And you're trying to figure out, what do you get? What do you buy? What do you hop up? I came up with 2 cars for less than $3 grand. You came up with 2. Mine are sort of regular guy stuff. Yours are a little bit more roadkill-y.
Yeah, I went old school, you know, you went modern. Both have their pluses and minuses. I think any kid would be happy with these.
And we're gonna shoot them out, but first let's have a look at what each car is gonna be.
So I came into the Cheap Car Challenge really tapping into my inner 17-year-old. And by that I mean, what would I want? What was important to me when I was 17? So A, I needed something stylish. And B, obviously it had to be cheap. Chevy Love, 1976 model, mini trucks, always cool. I don't care what anybody says. It actually has a 4-cylinder engine and a 4-speed manual gearbox made by Isuzu. It's got slotted mags. The guy wanted $3,500. We talked him down to $3 grand, which is good because it's ready to rip. It's got good tires, brown bomber paint job, fully restored interior. It goes into first gear. I know that because that's about all I've done in terms of driving it. You could put a camper shell on it, put all your friends in it and go to parties. Whatever you want to do, the sky is the limit. And oh yes, you could also stick some more horsepower under the hood because it really needs that.
My comeback to Mike's love truck is another mini truck. Probably the most standard hop-upable mini truck of all time, the Chevrolet S10/GMC Sonoma, same thing. Now, I didn't want to get one of the early square ones, so I went for the 99 to 04 round body S10. They're actually a really good beginning platform. These things are way modifiable. The front suspension on them is about the same as a GMA or G-body car, so you can get all kinds of aftermarket stuff for them. You can get all sorts of slam kits, body kits, engine stuff, V8 swaps, everything. They're a great platform to begin with. This thing is not so great with its factory 4-cylinder and stick. They're a great first car. This one might not be so great in its current configuration, but we're gonna find out.
This here is a 1972 Ford Maverick, which I'm gonna be calling Goose because it's probably gonna be dead by the end of this episode. And this car is awesome. 4 doors, right? That means everybody's going for a ride, and V8 power. It's got some sort of 289, 302 something or other swapped under the hood, and an automatic transmission that doesn't always want to stay in park. This thing is perfect for a 17-year-old kid. No one's gonna steal it. It was only $2,800, and this one here has a lot of potential in terms of straight line acceleration, not so much around the corners or the cones, but who cares? It's cool. Any kid will want to drive this.
And the cop car! This is my counterpoint to Finnegan's Maverick. They're both V8 rear-wheel drive 4-door Ford sedans. This one is a 2006 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. I actually think these things make great first cars. They make 250 whopping horsepower. And that's actually the problem with these cars is honestly, they are gutless. But aside from that, this thing is the last American rear-wheel drive, full-frame, 4,000-pound killer big sedan. They're cheap, you can get parts anywhere, and I think this thing is gonna end up being the best well-rounded car that you're gonna see in this whole shootout. So those are all the vehicles, and now we're about to move into the drag racing. But first, let me explain how this whole competition is going to work. There's going to be empirical data, which is like, drag racing actual scores, and then opinions, where Mike and I just sort of make it up as we go along. In every category, we're gonna rank these vehicles against each other from 4 to 1. 4 being the best, 1 being the worst. And we've got some scores already. We've got to rank these things by how cheap they are to begin with. Obviously, cheaper is better, and our very cheapest vehicle here was the S10 or GMC Sonoma pickup at $1,600, so it gets 4 points. The second cheapest vehicle at 3 points is, believe it or not, the Crown Vic. Getting 2 points at $2,800 is the Maverick, and the most expensive vehicle here, getting 1 point, is the Chevy Love Truck. Now the other category that we've got here is age, because older is better and more roadkill-y, right? Therefore, our oldest vehicle is the 72 Maverick at 4 points, followed by the 76 Love Truck at 3 points. We have 2 points for the S10, which is a 1999, and 1 point for our 2006 Crown Vic. Our very first drag race matchup is gonna be Love Truck versus S10.
Let's go. Oh, the clutch is not great. Clutch is not great at all.
So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to power shift this thing. It can barely get into gear. It's super notchy.
Should I roll up the window for better aero and possible safety? Why not? Ah, but it's tinted. Then nobody can see me when I'm winning. Back down. You're right.
Going in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I'm spinning tires! What? What? No way! Go, baby, go! Oh, I might catch him! Go, 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 go! Oh, I'm gonna catch him! I actually won! I actually won!
Oh no! He passed me right at the end. That was really close.
Oh, that's hilarious! How did I win after spinning tires that bad?
Should put up a good fight.
Dude, I can't believe I actually got you!
I want the video replay. I'm calling shenanigans.
Oh, no way, I won!
You sure?
You cheated and left early. I spun the tire hard.
I left on one.
And then I caught you on the nose.
Felt like a good start to me.
That thing is so slow.
No, that ran great. I didn't expect that to be that close at all. All right, well, round 2?
Round 2, I guess you gotta go get the Crown Vic. I'm stuck in this thing unless you want to be mini truck guy.
Yeah, I'll be mini truck guy.
Okay, cool. I'll go get the Crown Vic.
I'll keep loosing.
All right, I am in the Police Interceptor, the Crown Vic with the 4.6 liter V8 power. Oh, go girl.
Come on.
Wow, the Crown Vic is pathetic. I mean, it's beating the S10, but it's pathetic.
I lost, but not by much. It says a lot about that car. This thing is not very cool. If it can't beat an S10 by more than a car length.
Oh, it's lame. 250 horsepower, 4,000 pounds. That is the worst part of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go get the goose.
So I've never really checked this Maverick out. It's a hideous, rusty, four-door brown Maverick. Original 6-cylinder car, 4-lug, but it's got a V8 in it, and he's not sure if it's a 289 or a 302. So, yeah. And it was 2,800 bucks. It's so tough.
I feel good. I think you should be worried, friend.
I hope the Maverick wins. I really do, because if it's slower than a stock Crown Vic, it's pathetic.
Goose has got this, dude. I'm not worried about this at all. Let's go. Uh-oh, it just turned off. Maybe I should buckle up for this.
That Maverick is not good.
Not exactly pointed straight.
Ready?
All right, go, girl, go. Go, girl, go. Yeah, there we go. That's running all the way wide open. Bye-bye. Hasta la vista, baby. I win. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the sketchiest thing ever. Woo, woo.
All right, Crown Vic goes into the losers pile.
Ha-ha!
It actually outran the Popo.
Wasn't even close.
All right, let's score this thing. Maverick, quickest at 4 points.
Ew.
Crown Vic, second at third. S10 gets 2 points and Love gets 1. This now is at 7 points. Ooh, the Love truck is not looking good right now. 5.
It's the best looking thing here. What are you talking about?
S10, 8 points.
Root beer brown
And the
paint.
Maverick has 10.
Dude.
So current ranking, Maverick is in the lead, followed by the S10, followed by the Crown Vic, and then the Love truck.
Look at all that science.
Burnouts for distance next?
Yes. Our next event, burnouts for distance. Why are we doing this? A, burnouts are cool. And B, burnouts are an excellent form of mechanical entertainment. And if your car can't entertain yourself or those around you, it's no good. So here's what we're gonna do right now, right? There's a white line, back tires are on the white line. He's gonna get them spinning and go as far as he can with the wheels spinning without using the brakes. Whoever goes the furthest, 4 points. Whoever goes the least distance, 1 point. Everybody falls in between. Still going. Still right about there. He did pretty good. That's gotta be 100 feet.
Not bad, better than I expected. Had some distance to it. You know that thing has 313,000 miles on it?
No.
Yeah. It kind of gives up heart about halfway there once it gets up on the rev limiter, but it is still spinning the tire.
This is weak sauce. I feel like any number of these vehicles, including the Love, can best this.
Prove it!
All right.
Now you get to see the direct comparo of the 4-banger stick Love truck versus the 4-banger stick S10. We'll see if Mike opts to do a little bit of a 3-foot brake stand to get it going, or if he's just gonna go for the clutch dump. Ready? Ooh, that was not good distance. On you!
Okay. It is not gonna let me do that. There will be no getting the tires spinning before I go. I just have to go.
Oh, he tried second gear. That was all clutch.
We just tried it again.
I'm afraid he's shaming himself in the love. And you watch, at the end of the program, he will still tell you that that's his favorite vehicle here. 5th time's the charm!
Oh my gosh.
Lame. Did you try brake standing it? 3-foot it?
Oh, that's what I was doing the first 2 times. It
Okay,
won't do
then.
it.
Loser!
It won't do it, dude. But listen to that thing. Listen to that. Well, we've run both our mini trucks, and obviously the Chevy Love is a lover, not a fighter, because it sucks at doing burnouts. The question now is, can that Crown Vic, with twice the number of cylinders, go twice as far?
Here we go.
Ooh, still going, oh my goodness, still going. Okay, that looks twice as far. That was actually kind of impressive.
Oh, good. Went way longer than the S10. I'm so relieved.
It's an ex-cop car, so it's got a lot of bitterness built up in it.
Dude, there is no way the Maverick beats that. Absolutely no way. This is all victory right here.
I can't hear you.
You know what the key was? Is you got to get that tire spinning, but you can't get too much RPM on the brake stand because you need the RPM to go for the distance. And you also have to manually shift from 1st to 2nd. And then from 2nd, it automatically goes into 3rd. I don't know why.
None of that advice really applies to what I'm about to drive.
Yeah, you're going to lose.
Oh, no, dude. I got dreams, hopes, optimism, and a V8 swapped Maverick. It's going to be fine. Until it's not. Okay, here we go. Last car in the Burnouts for Distance competition is Goose, the 72 Ford Maverick. It's got a V8 under the hood, open differential, tires with a bit of tread on them.
See, theoretically, his car's lighter and should have about the same amount of power, but it's just not geared right. That's the thing. The 4-speed in the Crown Vic is just gonna win every time.
Let's try the brakes. They work.
Let's be honest, he has no shot whatsoever, but let's see what happens.
Go, baby, go, baby, go, baby, go, baby, go. Go, 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 go. Oh, the motor bug, it was so close. It was so close.
Admirable. Better than expected, yet still a failure. 3 points, it's 2nd.
The car I picked at least got 2nd place,
Pretty good.
which in this contest is like 1st place and something no one cares about.
Let's go look at the tally. This is gonna be really interesting because Crown Vic gets 4 points, which means it has a total of 11. But look at this, the Mav gets 3 points, which means it is total of 13. The Maverick is still winning overall.
It pays to be mediocre at a lot of things in life.
The S10 gets 2 for a total of 10 points, and the Love gets 1 for a total of 6 points.
Don't worry about the Love, because I think where the Love will really excel is in the subjective categories
I'm sure it will.
and the turning
you.
left and right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall ranking at the end of the Burnout contest, Maverick's in the lead, followed by the Crown Vic, then the S10, and then the Love truck. We're here at the Dirt Oval. The first time we ever came here was the episode with the C-Body Roadrunner, that Mopar that was bent in half. And it was just so much fun driving around in dirt in a big circle. I mean, you know my love of driving passenger cars on dirt. And it's great fun in a vehicle that doesn't really have to be good at anything. What we're gonna do this time is judge it a little bit differently than the previous competitions. We're gonna do time, but we're also gonna do rankings of my opinion of which vehicle was most fun and Mike's opinion of what was most fun.
You ready for this?
Love truck. It's got something for everyone. Do you have any idea what's been done to the suspension on this thing?
No, I never even crawled under it. I
Okay.
just knew it was lowered. And that
Let's race.
only 3 of the 4 brakes are operable.
Oh,
and
good.
as soon as you touch the pedal, they lock up.
I'm glad I'll be the passenger. That's awesome. Does it have a seatbelt?
My side does.
It doesn't matter how poor my clutch is now.
I've forgotten how bad mini trucks really are to ride around in. This one's better than the Maserati though, comfort-wise.
Oh, dude, it feels good. My foot is on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, this truck's great because you can have your foot all the way down the entire time.
It's more fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow.
I'm just getting warmed up.
That's the way to go. Nice one. Sweet. All right, I'm going to start your lap. Now.
I love the love.
Oh yeah, you're hauling now.
Oh, it's bogging. Don't bog.
I hope this door doesn't open because all my weight is up against it. Boom. Oh, nice entry. Oh, it's bogged.
Come on, car, go.
That was a good one though, I liked it.
Oh, this is the most fun thing I've driven at this track.
You've only ever driven the C-Body Roadrunner here, so that's not saying much.
Stop bogging. It's either overheating or running out of gas.
And lap.
This thing rips. For having no horsepower and a lowered suspension, it is not bad.
It's actually pretty good. I can't deny it, and I wanted to hate it.
Can't hate the love.
You can't hate the love.
All right, I'm gonna save the motor. I loved it, dude.
Okay, let's see. So your best lap was 27.71.
Dude.
Your worst lap was 28.83. You just kept getting faster. That was way better than I expected.
You would have a lot of fun in this. You can't hate mini trucks,
It was
especially when they're
pretty good.
that good.
It was fun. It didn't ride like a mini truck. I expected it to be all jouncy and gnarly and evil
But the key here was no brakes. You didn't need brakes to go in here. It's
because
so,
it just bogged itself through the corner.
yeah, you come in as hot as you want and keep your foot on the floor. And the moment the back end stepped out, it's like,
Ball.
yeah, it would just
Yeah.
die. And you drift the corner and drive right out. This thing,
Okay, well, he got a 27.71 time. That's our baseline. Okay, this thing feels huge compared to the Love. Ooh, and it wheel hops a little too.
you have more horsepower and more modern suspension,
And
airbags,
longer wheelbase.
maybe ABS. All the ingredients for a massive victory, but can you make it happen? That's the question.
I don't think the ABS is gonna help much.
Go.
I want to be able to shift, but the shifter is all messed up.
That was good. Oh, almost. It feels faster. Yeah, now you're powering out of the corner.
You know what? It's pretty fun though. It's just pretty easy to hang it out there.
Oh yeah, and imagine just spending your entire day with an underpowered mini truck, just figuring out how to go faster on here, dude. Yeah, there we go.
Off the limiter, coming through the turn.
Go, girls. Go, 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 go. And stop. We have a new leader. I suppose if you average this all out, you're a low 28 guy, but you did pop off a 27.01
Yep,
one time. Maverick?
Maverick. All right, now we're ready for the V8 four-door Maverick.
I'll admit, I'm a little spooked by this one.
This car is worse than Roadkill bad. This seems like you actually bought it from a 17-year-old. It really does.
Or a tweaker. The engine is a little unpredictable. It stalls completely when you make U-turns, so I don't know what's gonna happen when we dive into a corner. And I've never really stepped on the brakes. Oh, it drifts good though.
Wow, it's not bad though.
Come on, baby. Oh, you go wide open and it shuts off.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So go 7/8 open.
No, it doesn't even.
Oh yeah, it doesn't want to run in first either.
Is it out of gas?
Are we out of gas?
How slow is it?
33 seconds so far.
We're either out of gas or the little click-clack fuel pump isn't keeping up.
Maverick is a loser.
Still has no power.
Is it spinning both tires though? I think it is.
Might be.
Will it go all the way up? Yeah, see, it runs out of gas.
That's it, 5 seconds.
Yep.
That's all you get.
We should probably try and fix this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't a fair shake. It really wasn't. Well, we tried to turn some laps in Goose, but wasn't having it. It just felt like it was running out of gas. The crew says the car's got a full tank, so...
Full-on loser.
Who bought this car?
The electric fuel pump is not keeping up with the demands of the engine, which is now smoking pretty good, I might add.
Is it on fire?
I hope so. I was really kind of hoping it was.
Next car?
Crown Vic.
What's your strategy?
Drive the cop car really fast around corners.
Oh, this is fast.
Oh yeah, this is fast.
This is fast. And out of control. Oh, man. See, on pavement, this thing doesn't have enough cojones, but on dirt, it spins really good.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna start the timer now. Woo! Oh, hey, Bill.
Oh, that was a hay bale. Those don't count for time, though.
Wow, we are trucking. This is how fast we're going. The dirt is still there.
Whoop, we're going in.
Hey, Bill.
Hay bale. Oh yeah, that was good. There we go.
Hammer down, hammer down, hammer
That's
down.
gotta be it, right? Boom! What was it? 26.97?
No.
26.68.
Yeah,
Boom!
dude.
Yeah! That's what I came here for today. Man, that was fun.
This is a good car.
This is a riot. When I first schemed this whole thing, I picked the cop car because I knew it had the wheelbase, the power, and the transmission to make this oval track happen. We finally got it, 26.68.
68.
Boom! Now we gotta see if we can fix the Maverick and beat it. Here's what just happened. We went out to race the Maverick and it was surging and it was acting like it was running out of gas and it was like clearly a fuel starvation problem. We proved that by doing a big burnout out there and he just stayed on it and it just slowly, the engine started to die. Running out of gas. It's running out of fuel in the float bowls. And so I started to investigate and it's a super simple problem. There's just a kink in the rubber hose coming directly out of the fuel tank. So I should be able to fix it in a jiffy. Okay, it's not awesome, but it's fixed. I just used a whole bunch of zip ties, pretty craftily I might add, just to give a little airspace between the rubber fuel line and that exhaust pipe right there, and it's not kinked anymore, so we're back in action. Fixed. Maverick take 2. Should be fixed. It's not dying like it was.
I'm just gonna use the curve a little. This is so much fun.
It is pretty good. I have some fear.
Are you afraid? Don't worry, don't be afraid. You're gonna be fine.
That feels like it's hauling. So V8 is definitely key. Don't flip this thing.
All right.
Okay. Still, it did really good.
Yeah.
I think the answer is your car doesn't have to be that good. You just need V8 power and you can have a riot doing this.
Seriously.
Yep.
How quick did it go?
You did 26.76 twice.
As long as I beat the mini truck.
Maverick was way better than I expected, but still losing.
I like that almost as much as the Crown Vic for sliding.
Crown Vic didn't do this.
A little hot under the collar.
So the Maverick did a 26.76. So as far as overall scoring at the dirt track on time, Crown Vic is number 1, scores 4 points. Maverick is number 2, scores 3 points. S10 is number 3, scoring 2 points. And the Love, once again, dead last. But things can always change because we've also added these categories which are strictly judged by our own opinions. 1 category for me, 1 category for Finnegan, and here's how that went. I said that the cop car was by far the most fun vehicle on the dirt oval. And I followed that up with the Maverick, which was actually pretty cool and pretty fast after a slow start. And then the S10, and I had to say that the Love truck was last, unfortunately, because of the bogging in the corners. But then Finnegan came back and he's got a completely different spin. He says 4 points for the Maverick, which was in first place for him as far as fun on the dirt oval, followed by the Love truck, and then the Crown Vic, and he put the S10 in last place. Here's what that does to the overall tally. Right now, the Maverick is still in the lead at 23 points, followed by the Crown Vic at 21. The S10 is in third place with 15 points, and the Love remains dead last in 11th place. But we'll find out if Finnegan can change that with either driving performance or judging points on our next challenge, which is going to be the Autocross Rallycross combo. We're up for the final challenge. Big action, big fun. This is like an autocross rallycross stunt just because we felt like it course.
I noticed you have your helmet this time.
Yeah?
It is sketchy.
It
It is completely sketchy. We're using the infield of this racetrack and I love it.
And here's the spin that was added since you and I set up this whole course.
It's a literal spin. I noticed the truck's backwards.
You got to start with a Rockford.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
So backwards out of the hole into a Rockford, and then you'll see what happens.
Okay.
S10 first.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes. Try not to screw it up.
That shifter sucks for that. Okay, second gear.
Oh, we got good speed through here.
Grip is way better than I expected. And I'm gonna slow her down, turn her in, get her into first. Around here.
Oh, there's the tire.
And clutch kick this time.
Around the donut.
That was much better. Okay, and out of here. All right, I'm thrashing this thing.
Oh my God, great.
I kind of like it. I didn't think an S10 could be this much fun. Right, yes.
101.55.
I have no idea what that means, but I'll take it. I thought the S10 was pretty fun.
It was impressive.
Overall, this vehicle's been better than I anticipated. It doesn't wheel hop like many S10s that I've been in. The shifter is absolutely terrible, but I sort of managed around it. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, this thing, not bad. 101.55. That's
Yep.
our new baseline.
What's next?
The other mini truck, I suppose.
The Love Truck. Soon we'll be making another run.
So glad they canceled that TV show.
That was a lame Rockford.
I couldn't see.
That doesn't even count.
It totally counts. I can't hold on. I got no seatbelt. There's tire. There's tire.
As a tech tip, the clutch kick helped me a lot. That was pretty nice.
Go, little truck.
Oh wow, it even needs, oh bummer,
First
it
gear.
needed third gear.
Apparently you can do that in this truck.
Dude, look! Dead tie with the S10!
No way.
Dead tie.
Oh, I think I pulled out my shoulder trying to hold on.
Wow. That was pretty fun.
Woo! I have to win for style. Look at how far we slid sideways.
The thing that's amazing is it went 101.57 and the S10 was 101.55. That's the difference between our reaction time on when we started and stopped. So we'll have to figure out how to score that as a tie or something. Speaking of which, you know, the Maverick is currently the overall winner, so I think it needs to go last, so Crown Vic is next.
Okay.
I must admit, the love truck just grew up quite a bit in my eyes. Wow, this is a mess. I think there's a very solid chance that my favorite Crown Vic is not going to win this part of the competition.
You can't think that way. You got to say, I'm going to win.
I can visualize the win.
Yeah.
Ready?
You can't win physically if you don't win mentally.
Wow.
Deep, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Oh, lame,
weak
Rockford.
sauce. Weak sauce. Keep going.
That was lame, but you didn't let me discredit the love truck for that kind of lameness.
Yeah, these things happen. Love truck had an excuse. I couldn't see. Wow, this is fast.
Oh, I dove in way too early though. Gave up that turn. Oh, and it understeers in the dirt. Ah, see, Crown Vic is failing me. Or I am failing the Crown Vic, one or the other.
This seems a lot like operator error. I don't know. Still got a good time going though. Sorry, Rim.
Ah! Parking brake didn't work. 101.21.
Barely beating the mini truck.
Barely beating the mini truck out of just lack of driver skill.
But you did beat the mini trucks.
Yeah. Okay. I want to get out all victorious and stuff because that was the quickest lap so far, but just didn't have the panache I was hoping for out of the cop car.
Yeah, all of that. The jello and the panache. It was not there. That was a 101.21, barely beating out both mini trucks.
And I stood on that parking brake and it just failed me in the end. It had no flair. And the Rockford, fail. So you ready to show me up in the Mav?
I think it's time to seal the deal.
Do it up. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Ready?
Yep. Oh, Rockfording the other direction. Not a bad one. I give it cred. That was good.
Thank you.
Oh, this feels terrible. That's a wall.
Oh, it's surging.
Oh, wow.
It's surging and
This car's
understeering.
horrible. Oh, that's gonna hurt you. Understeer.
Oh no, don't stall. Don't stall.
Now's your donut. Oh, you hit the tire.
Oh no, I just moved it a little bit.
Oh, the suspension is horrible. You feel it bottom out?
It understeers a little bit.
Oh, surging.
How about next to the box?
How about winning?
No way!
Yep.
Dude.
Winning by more than a second.
Wow. This car is a handful.
This car's terrible.
It's really not built for this. It did pretty good out there in the dirt, but this not so much.
Not so much. That was a boom. Okay. It may have just won, which it did, but I'm not getting in it again. I'm walking back. This car's horrible.
It beat everything here. I mean, not in the box, but you know, in the general area. When you're 17, that's all that matters. Get near the box, even if you're not in it.
So I'm doing final scoring with a Mav taking a 4, 27 points, and then the cop car taking a 3, which means that it's got 24 overall, and then we're giving a 2 to both the Love and the S10. We're calling that a tie. So that means 17 points there and 13 there. Now's when we go into our subjective judging. This is, what did you find the most fun on the autocross regardless of speed?
Oh, man, I'm gonna screw this up, but the S10 was the most fun on the autocross.
Really?
Yeah, for how underpowered it was, and in my brain, you know, I was like, this thing's gonna suck, and it totally didn't, so that made it the most fun for me.
So you get 4 there.
Yeah.
Followed by?
Winning is always fun, so Maverick.
Okay.
The cop car should have been most fun, but it just wasn't, so I'm gonna go Chevy Love.
Okay,
because it surprised.
Love is 2, cop car only gets a 1.
Well, I think I'm bitter from all the times I've been in the back seat of these.
Okay.
Probably what's going on here.
So now I get to score my ranking of overall fun, and I think I'm probably gonna surprise you on this one. The most fun was the Love truck.
That is a surprise.
Yeah, to me, that was the best experience. After that, the S10. And after that, I'm actually gonna say the cop car, and I'm giving the Maverick the least fun.
Really?
So the Maverick is still winning overall. Now, the final scoring in the Cheap Car Challenge is overall cool factor. Go.
Dead last.
Cop car,
1 point.
1 point.
Yeah. For me, this is, I'm still putting myself in the shoes of a 17-year-old kid who's just trying to stand out in the crowd, and he doesn't want to do it in this. This is not cool. I don't care who you are. Now, the Maverick is only cool because it's a 4-door. And 4-doors aren't supposed to be cool, but this one, it's ugly, rusty, but you don't see him every day, so I'm gonna give it 2 points. Now the S10 shouldn't be cool because it's played out, but it's been so long, and that one's not trashed, it actually works really well. I'm giving it 3, and you cannot go along with the Chevy Love anywhere, anytime, on any planet, 4 points.
So Finnegan ranks the Chevy Love as the coolest, followed by the S10.
Oh, slotted mags, dude.
Shocker, the 2 mini trucks he scores highest. I've been thinking about this a lot today, actually, because I'm trying to decide which way to go. The Maverick absolutely sucks. It is the least cool car here.
Okay.
That one does not get you a date. After that, I'm gonna say the S10 is the least cool.
Okay.
And then after that, cop car. And so therefore, Freiburger says the Love truck is the coolest car here. Overall winner is the Maverick.
Boost for the win. Man, who saw that coming?
And so our ranking is Maverick wins overall, followed by the cop car, followed by the S10, with the Love dead last.
And as a parting gift for the Maverick, we might as well just destroy what's left of the tires.
I'm ready to put that whole car to its end. I never need to see it again. I don't care if it won or not.
You win, now you have to die.
So there you have it, the Cheap Car Showdown. And unbelievably, by far the worst car here won, the Maverick. I have no idea how we actually engineered the points to work out this way, but it's serendipity because the most roadkill car here is the one that won. But really, the point of this whole episode to me is that you can have fun with any cheap car that you love. That is the key. Just look at that little Love truck. It didn't do anything particularly well, but Finnegan absolutely loved that thing and had the time of his life in it. This just means you gotta earn that burger money, get out there, buy something that runs and drives, fall in love with it, get out there and thrash it, and that is roadkill. The Love truck soon will be making another run. Love truck, it's got something for everyone. Set a course for adventure, your mind on a new romance.
Wow.
And love won't hurt anymore.
Action, guys.
Be my man.
Roadkill, we're bringing back the Jaguar with more power! Yeah! Woohoo! Whoa! Deja vu all over again here at Summit.
I know. I'm really nostalgic. It's good to be back here. I'm ready to mark our territory once again.
This time we are back in Sparks, Nevada to hopefully accomplish two big goals. First, we're fixing the Jaguar, our 1974 Jag XJ12 that is stuffed with a 383 small block Chevy that unfortunately has been destroyed by neglect and abuse. We're gonna give it a new heart and of course keep that big supercharger up top. And second, we hope to hit the road and follow up a lead that could fill a big hole in our hearts. The hole left behind by our stolen Maserati pickup truck. This episode's gonna have all kinds of Roadkill nostalgia because just think of the history of the Jaguar. This thing dates way back to the very first season of the show when we bought the car that already had a small block Chevy in it. We flew into San Francisco and in a parking lot of a Gatelli's speed shop, which is now out of business, we installed this Wyand 671 supercharger and hit the road, and it was one of our first most epic adventures as we tried to hit the drag strip and failed badly. Most recently, just a year ago, we went from our Roadkill Nights event in Pontiac, Michigan and drove the thing to the NHRA event in Brainerd, Minnesota to have a shootout against Matt Hagan and Leah Pritchett. Unfortunately, in that episode, we discovered that the 383 engine that we had put in this thing had been destroyed by neglect. We'd left the Jaguar outside, cylinder walls rusted, and it was fouling plugs like every 50 miles. It was smoking like you can't believe. And then on the drag strip, we broke the snout off the front of the crankshaft. And so that was sort of the end of the most recent chapter of the Jaguar story. But then we're back here for more Roadkill nostalgia. This is the same place where we took Mike's wife's El Camino when it smoked actually worse than this thing and drove it all the way up here from LA and engine swapped it right over there in the parking lot and left a mark that is now gone, which is why we're here to replace it.
Yes, you used to be able to see our oil spill from space, and you can't anymore, so we needed to come back here and right that wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately, this thing is trashed.
Oh, I don't know, there's still a supercharger on it.
I know, that makes it good. That's what we're gonna keep. Everything else goes away. Let's shove it over there and remove it.
You steer, I'll push. It's straight enough.
Man, Summit hooked us up with luxury accommodations this time.
Well, I don't think we get to stand under that. I think that's for the video crew.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that we'll get the motor out tonight, get lazy, go have dinner and a beer, and then we will be done and running tomorrow night.
Step one, I think, lift the whole blower off.
I like that. We leaving the trans in the car?
Yep. Okay, everything's off this side.
I should make these lighter.
You see, we're getting smarter. Disassemble everything before draining fluids and then drain the fluids away from where we will be lying on our back removing the engine.
It's time to mark our territory.
That is clean. There wasn't even rust in that.
Now, look at how much care just leaked out of that car.
That was like new.
Tell me we don't have to take the headers off. That would be rad.
I don't think we do.
Oh, good. Converter bolts are out. That actually wasn't that bad.
We're so good at taking stuff apart. It goes fast. The engine's just about to come out. We're down to nothing but motor mounts, one bell housing bolt, and getting the power steering pump off. That's it. Okay, trans is supported. Trans bolt is out. Motor ready for plucking. Lift. Okay, it should start to come off the trans. Whoosh. Adios, dead 383. It really is just a victim of the Roadkill lifestyle. Finnegan had it on the dyno once and it made like 650 or maybe even 700 horsepower at like 12 or 16 pounds of boost. Then we let it sit and rot and it lost a ring. And then, while Mike was racing Leah, it actually broke the snout off the crank. You can see that bolt is gone and it rolled the Woodruff key. And I'm gonna show you in our new Blueprint engine the solution to that, but not until tomorrow. Right now, the sun's going down here in Reno and we're feeling good about what we got done. And tomorrow morning, we're gonna roll out that new engine, swap some parts over and get it back in the car and then hitting the road. We're going to Idaho.
Well, it's day 2 here at Summit Racing, and we have moved the party from the parking lot inside the showroom because they stole our engine last night, and we still need parts off of it. Things like the fuel pump pushrod and the wind intake manifold for our supercharger. I'm gonna rob those back right here, right now, and then we'll be back outside putting a much bigger, much cooler engine in the drag war. This is my first intake swap in a parts store before. I think we got everything. I have freed the intake manifold.
All right.
From the clutches at the store.
This is our new crate engine. It's a 383 stroker based on a 350 small block Chevy, one-piece seal. It's got Blueprint aluminum heads on it, 8.5 to 1 compression because it's meant for boost, and a really small 224/50 hydraulic roller cam. They actually sent it with a dyno sheet and say that it makes 450 horsepower, which is really surprising at 8.5 to 1, but it's gonna probably make 550-ish by the time we get our blower on the thing. Now, the other big thing that is different about this one than our old engine is, remember how we broke the snout on the crankshaft? That's because it only had one Woodruff key. And the strain of driving the supercharger, which can take like 50 to 100 horsepower, is that it will break that Woodruff key. This one has 2 keys. It's got the factory 3/16 on one side and an additional 1/4-inch key 180 degrees out from that. So it should be stout and shouldn't let that happen. So all we have to do now is bolt on the flex plate and probably the fuel pump plate and throw this thing in the car. And then all the accessories go on there. And finally, Uber charger. This thing's gonna be great. So here's a weirdness. The bell housing bolts and the motor mount bolt holes on this thing are tapped for metric hardware. This is probably the 10,000th small block Chevy that I've fiddled with in my life. I've never seen metric hardware on them, even on the latest model engines. Well, this is it. We're gonna drop that motor in. Hopefully it goes in as easily as it came out, which it never does. Should be the magic.
Shall we?
Oh yeah, we shall.
It's working.
Gravity. Okay, our tilt situation is lousy.
I was wondering about that.
So see if you can let it down and I'll move the chain. And stop.
That is in.
That means this is gone.
Yay!
Yay!
Practically done.
I'm done. Oh, yikes. Check this out. I just took the distributor cap off. Look at the rust on the reluctor in that thing. If that doesn't verify our theory about the cylinders being rusted on our old engine, I don't know what does. That is a mess. This thing gets stored right by the beach and it just wrecks stuff. Who cut this? This in here. Stuff flying everywhere. Starting to get windy. I think the rain's coming in. That's gonna make this interesting. Last time it was snow. This time it's gonna be wet. Want me to rotate the engine?
Yeah.
There you go. Is it all the way in?
Yep.
This becomes number 1. And we line that right on the magnet. Lock her down. As predicted, rain. Good thing the Summit guys got us this easy up, so we shouldn't get too wet. It's better than snow last time. So I'm just gonna throw the spark plug wires on this thing while Finnegan's inside trying to deal with the blower pulley situation.
So last summer when I broke the drag wire, We kind of lost the lower pulley for the supercharger, and I ordered the wrong one. This one's got 3 grooves. I need one with 2. Once again, no problem. Summit has everything we need. Right here. Perfect. Okay, back to work.
1843.
There we go. No, man, I'm not having a good day.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not having a good day here.
Dude.
No.
Seriously? Want me to just pour that directly on the ground and save you some trouble?
It's this new oil is slippery or something. Let's try that again. Look at that flow. Look at the control. You're not getting that on other shows. Suspicions confirmed. It's up to here now. I believe there was oil already in here. Gold oil.
Then why did it come with oil? Since it came with oil and instructions that said must use break-in oil, I assumed we needed to put it in. We have to drain all of the oil back out now and go buy oil and put 5 in.
This is why it takes us so long to do anything. It's because we're incompetent.
We?
Well, yeah, you handed it to me. I just did what you said, boss.
Really?
Yeah. We gotta jack the car up again.
Let's do that last.
Just put a blower on. That will motivate me.
Yes, I'm dying to finish the blower pulley thing, or watch you finish the pulley thing.
I can't be trusted.
I think my jobs are done.
It's time to install our blower pulleys. And these ones are different sizes. The bigger one has 39 teeth. The smaller one has 36. If I put the bigger one on the crankshaft and the smaller one on the blower will be overdriven in relation to crank speed. It will spin faster, it will make more boost. If I flip-flop them and put the blower pulley as the big one, the blower will be underdriven in relation to the crankshaft speed. It will make less boost. So for the purposes of our road trip to Idaho, I'm going to wuss out and put the small pulley on the bottom and the big pulley on the top, slowing the blower speed down and hoping to contain some of the heat. Maybe we won't overheat on the way there. It'll still do burnouts.
All right, Uber pumper.
Ready?
Yep. All right, what we have here is a Wyand 671 supercharger, a pair of Holley supercharger carburetors, 750 double pumpers, and I think we're running the thing 7% underdriven right now. Oh no, we're not. You put the big pulley on the bottom.
Did I? I didn't mean for that to happen.
So it's 8% over.
Think about how much faster we're gonna get there.
I feel a lot better now that the blower's installed, even though we're gonna have to rebuild these carburetors and have a big disaster on our hands later. Okay, this one's on me. The water pump is leaking really badly and I have to pull all of this apart and fix that because we got a big water leak.
Oh, wow.
There was no RTV on the underside of this bolt, and that bolt goes to water, and so it was just dripping past the thread. Okay, now it will go back on. Okay, so while that RTV is setting up, I'm gonna drain out the 10 quarts of oil that are in the engine right now. Whoa, so apparently the blue oil is gonna come out first, even though it went in last. Okay.
Let's put oil in again for the last time. 2 quarts this time, and we'll check the dipstick. We're good. Time to start this car. Let's make some noise.
Water pump fixed, oil fixed, ready to start it. I gotta pour in the 1 pint of antifreeze that didn't hit the ground. Okay, I hope water's not falling out again.
How would we know? The entire ground is rainbow color. We've fully succeeded in marking our territory once again.
Let's gas it. Okay.
Put that in so we can backfire the carburetors again.
Fuel. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna have to crank this thing a whole bunch just to get some fuel up to the carburetors and to get some oil pressure, so you're cranking it without ignition, right?
Yeah.
Go for it. That's cranking slow. All right, we got fuel. Did you have oil pressure?
Not yet. I feel like we'll get it. I know there's oil in there.
Yeah. There we go.
We got oil pressure.
Sweet.
It's alive. It's alive.
running terrible, and it's blowing a lot of smoke. We're gonna have to fool with the carburetors a lot. See all the smoke coming out the back? That's probably the oil that was in the exhaust system from the old engine, because it burned so much oil it coated the pipes, but the carburetors are definitely unhappy.
Yes.
Pretty sure these are the boosters that it's leaking because this needle and seat is stuck, but we have to get it running to find out. And now it's starting to drip right there, see it? Yeah, they're pouring actually. Okay, we got new needles and seats. Ready to fire it back up. Hopefully we fixed it. Yeah, just fiddling with it. Looks like it's gonna be pretty good.
Putting the scoop on for the first time, for the last time, for the third time today.
Watch this. The pins actually work now. See?
We've practically restored this car.
Let it experience its new life in a way to which it is accustomed.
I'm ready to make the donuts.
Yeah. Bringing it back. Man, this car's great. It does the best donuts. It really does. Woohoo! I forgot how fun this is. Wow. We didn't drive this engine 3 feet before smoking tires. Not even hot yet. Woohoo! Look at the marks this does, dude. Wow.
Oh, this is the best day at work ever.
Woo! Yeah!
This is the greatest car ever.
You wanted to leave your mark on Summit Racing? I think you accomplished that goal, because it is puking trans fluid everywhere.
This is probably my finest work.
Here's some more news. We're not leaving until we put new tires on the back now because they're gone. To the cords. I think we're gonna be here again tomorrow. This is ridiculous. Okay, so let's review. My personal victory from today is that the hood finally fits again. Check out the Jaguar. For years, the hood is not shut all the way, and now the adjustment's right. It's on the pins, looks great. And it does amazing burnouts. You know what the key to that is? It's the blown torque and horsepower. It's the turbo 350, but big time, it is the highway rear end gears. It's got like a 294 in it, so it has a ton of wheel speed, makes a ton of smoke. But here's what makes us idiots. Or maybe I shouldn't say us, but the person driving during those donuts that saw 260 degrees of temperature, and the transmission is now puking all over the ground, and our brand new tires are now completely bald all the way down to the cords.
Yeah, same old story. Epic burnouts, a bald set of back tires, and a giant puddle of something leaking out from under the bottom of this car that I am not gonna fix tonight because I'm celebrating.
No one told me it was gonna be 48 degrees.
Buy pants.
It's cold. What do we have to do? We're still in the Summit parking lot.
We're short on tranny fluid and we still have rubber on the tires.
Yeah, so we're gonna jack this thing up and figure out, I hope, a dipstick leak because the transmission's leaking. We should probably check the water and then we can put these tires to their end and hit the road. We're fiddling around with this and we're crawling underneath and we can't find any witness mark of where the leak is. Like there's no drip that's obvious. So we're gonna fire it up now and see if we can tell where it's spraying from. Aha. Found it.
What is it?
Turbo 350 has a kickdown cable, and you don't really need it. It's not like a throttle valve cable on a like 700 R4 or something like that, but there is a hole with a little hook on the side of the transmission and a bolt that holds it in. We got nothing in there, so it's all just dumping right out of that. So that is our dilemma. We can fix that.
It's the little things in life that'll get you. Freiburger found this little billet piece that will bolt in there and it has an O-ring, and that should stop all our problems.
I can't actually see it.
It's right there, right where your index finger is. Go deeper, there. Your middle finger is on the bolt.
Oh, so there's a bolt in there?
There is a bolt in there, but the hole is open.
Can you get the bolt out from up there with a long extension and a wobbly
Let me look.
swivel?
This would have been so easy while the engine was out. Can you steer it on? I don't know.
There you go.
Okay,
Keep going.
got to be out.
Yeah.
I've got it. All right, you gonna stick that thing in there?
Oh no. I can't get my hands up there, and I dropped it on top of the transmission.
Perfect. Oh, I see it. There it is. Probably be easier to buy a cable and stick it down in there and just use it as a plug.
Round 2. I have an entirely different part to plug that hole. The other end of what would connect to the kickdown cable is still in the transmission and sticking up, so that nifty solid billet thing won't go in there. This thing has a hole in it.
Cool. All right, coming down.
Pull it backwards just a hair.
It's in. All right. Hopefully we fixed it.
Right. No fair, you had a funnel.
Oh, this isn't good. Check this out. This spark plug boot is probably not very good anymore. Turns out we melted a spark plug boot over on this side too. So let me tell you a fascinating story. Let's go back to circa like 1986. I'm working for an aftermarket ignition company called Jacobs Electronics, and we did RVs, motorhomes. There was a huge problem with them burning spark plug boots because they got so hot on big grades. So we're sitting around a meeting one day going, man, how can we stop spark plug boot burning? And I go, I know. You know what doesn't burn? Spark plugs. So why don't we make boots out of the same porcelain that spark plugs are made from? And long story short, they still make porcelain or ceramic spark plug boots. So, the 30-year-ago Freiburger solves the problem of the today Freiburger. It's amazing.
I didn't know you invented that.
Yep. It'll probably crack though and arc to the header, and then that'll be my fault.
Your product sucks. Well, we have to find out if it leaks, right?
Yeah. Action, action. Satisfactory.
It's great.
Ooh, chattery.
Shall we see if it leaks?
Yeah, let me have a look. Not that bad, but it's leaking.
Oh man.
Pouring?
Yeah.
I noticed that it didn't fit tight in there.
It's that corner, so it's got to be that thing.
Here's our problem, still leaking because we failed to put in the grommet. Finn, help me get this thing back apart so I can shove the grommet in.
Got you, fam.
Okay.
I think it's loose.
Yeah, it's now pouring all down my arm.
Oh no.
All right. Hopefully we fixed it. Now we got new tires. Drop this thing down, and I think we're on the road. Clear? Yeah. I think it's still leaking, but it's snowing, and I just want to not be in this parking lot anymore, so let's go. Well, that didn't last long. We made it pretty much directly across the street from Summit here at Miller's Chop Shop, which is super cool because these guys do paint and customs and hot rods and all sorts of stuff. They're kind enough to loan us their lift because after me fixing the trans leak 3 times on my back, it's still leaking. And so we're gonna throw it up on their lift here and see if we can find out what's going on. This will be take 4 on transmission leak. Up here on the Happy Lift, we can see that we're still dealing with the exact same problem I dealt with a couple times over there in the Summit lot. I think the problem is that the little hook that you have to attach the kickdown cable to is hanging outside the grommet and fouling it up. All right, I'm taking the bolt out. And yes, the hook was outside the grommet. Now the hook is inside the grommet and it is back together. And fixed. Whew, that was way easier. Little known fact, you think the Draguar is called the Draguar because we drag race it. No, it's in fact because it drags tail and drags mufflers. Check my genius repair. We didn't have any like supplies or tools or anything, and so I ended up using the car's antenna to hold the muffler in place, and it's going to remain there as a permanent repair.
This passed NHRA Tech.
by the way.
Technically, it did. Out of here. Problem solved.
And it's great. Now we get to leave during rush hour.
Perfect. There must have been a plug in that detent cable hole that fell out. There's no way that we made it this far with this thing without that plugged in somehow.
Or while this thing was sitting around, somebody borrowed the detent cable out of it.
Yeah. Hot Rod Garage, can we blame them? Yeah, they're not here. Right. So we're going to Winnemucca, Nevada. Hey, there's police up there.
Oh, let's drive casual here past the officers of the law.
Wow. Runs good.
Wow, dude, it's a beaut.
It's those ceramic plug boots.
Yeah.
After the 4 days that we've had, I'm ready for Winnemucca. Winnemucca, baby. Winnemucca.
We can't be stopped now.
Winnemucca! Made it. That was amazing. It was only 144 miles, but it was smooth.
Well, when you're going allegedly 80 miles an hour, you know.
Dude, this thing cruises 80, 85, no problem. And we made it on 1 tank of gas.
I'm in love with it, I gotta admit.
It's pretty good.
It runs cool, the hood is still on, it stopped leaking.
Does amazing burnouts.
Oh, dude, the greatest burnouts.
It's 35 degrees though. I'm out. Okay, Mike, freezing, let's go. I think we gotta turn the knob, pull off the throttle return spring, and find out what that weird noise is, right? Finnegan went ahead and put the small pulley on the blower, so we have too much boost for 91 octane, so this thing is pinging. And so I just retarded the timing a little bit more. This thing retards timing, has an adjustment of 0 to 3. That's how many degrees it retards per pound of boost.
Don't break it.
Okay, so where are we going? We're gonna cross the Idaho line and find our way to a junkyard where we're looking for a new Mazda?
Yeah, it's like an hour outside of Boise. Met a guy on Facebook who heard we lost the Maserati, felt bad for us and said, I have another Mazda rotary pickup. Still has the rotary in it. It's missing some parts, it's a little beat up, but I think he wants $1,000 for it or something. I mean, it's a steal. It's an RPU truck, has the bed, has the fenders.
Oregon.
Oregon?
Boise, 183 miles. That's pretty much it.
All right, so 3 hours. See, I don't think it's pinging. I think it's the hood or something over here.
That didn't ping.
I think we're good.
We're good. Oh, dude, the blower belt's gone. That's what that noise was back there.
That's what the noise was. We're in the middle of nowhere.
With no blower belt, no power steering, and no water pump. Oh, this is not good. 3 miles back, I hear this chirping noise.
Oh no.
Oh no?
Oh no.
It's basically the blower belt and everything else. Oh no, don't tell me.
No, don't look, don't look.
Oh dude, what did you do?
I have great news.
What did you do?
The lower belt is still there.
The bad news is...
Once again, the lower pulley is off the balancer.
How did you do that?
I didn't. They were tight, dude.
Oh,
They were tight.
the lower pulley fell off the blower. Oh, dude.
Oh, all right. We still have this. And we still have this. But our problem now is this should be more attached. Dude, they all backed out. These were Loctited. So we're not screwed, but these were all Loctited on there.
Remember when we had to tap the bolt holes in the damper?
Yeah.
They all came out.
Every single one of them backed out.
Wow.
We can put it back
We
together.
can put it back together.
But it's not gonna last.
No.
We got so lucky, oh my God.
So this is a miracle. We actually dug up the hardware to make this happen with some 7/16 bolts. They're way too long,
That's because they came from an engine hoist.
so we have to drill out the holes in the damper in order to accept an oversized bolt. That means we have to take off the hood, take off the radiator, so that we can drill the holes in the damper, so that we can tap them to a bigger size, so we can put the pulley back on.
And that is all just to get this pulley back on so we can drive the water pump and the alternator. It won't make our supercharger belt pulley go back on there.
Yeah, it'll foul the plugs bad because no boost, no blower, no air movement. Do you have it?
Yeah.
We've got the tent. The video guys don't, and it's hailing right now. It's awesome. Basically, if you take a 3/8 bolt hole and strip all the threads out of it, you have a 7/16 bolt hole, apparently.
Now we can get it straightened up in the hole.
Yep. So now we need spacers.
Spacers. Actually, the socket will work.
Socket is a washer.
Yeah, we use the socket as washers. This is where the blower pulley would have gone. We're not even worried about that right now. We're all about make the alternator and water pump function.
Our plan now is to drive on into Idaho and go to this junkyard where we want to look at a truck for sale. And then tomorrow, our hope is that we can race at Firebird Raceway in Eagle, Idaho. So to get more air through the engine, we're going to take the air filters out. It's running way too rich because we don't have boost. And the other problem is that the ignition timing is currently set up for boost. So I'm going to crank a little more advance in it so it'll run better.
And because the air filters are out, the scoop has to come off. And Dave should have to drive because I'm cold. Looks kind of cool with just carburetors.
That's not bad. Yeah, the plugs are already gone, but hopefully this helps.
It makes me happy that the clouds have parted, the rain has stopped right as we're about to go to a junkyard.
Magical. IQP Auto, Parma, Idaho.
Yeah, that seems like a good place. I got a good feeling about this.
I see Pinto, that's always a good start.
Oh, look at this, dude.
60 Chevy Edsel wagon. Dude, that's even a 58, that's the Goodyear.
Yeah.
I guess we have to go look at the Mazda, but I want everything but the Mazda
We
now.
don't have to, we get to. What are you talking about?
Too. We can get everything.
We came all the way here. Oh,
Ooh, the rest of it not so
that
much.
side not
Got
clean.
a dent right in the good fender flare. Oh, there's not a rotary in it though. It's a regular.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, the hood is hammered.
We'd have to become body men.
Oh, this is not as great as I had hoped.
That's the reason the first one got stolen. It was
It
too
was
nice.
too good. No one would steal this.
No.
The whole quest for this episode was all about building the Jaguar to drive to Idaho to find this truck, a replacement for the Maserati. And we had seen it on Facebook, we'd seen pictures, we were super excited about it because the rotary pickups with the factory fender flares are actually pretty rare. But we got here and looked at this one and unfortunately it's just not quite what I was hoping that it would be. We're gonna go ahead and pass on this truck. I guess that Mazda turned out to be kind of a disappointment, but this yard is actually like one of the greatest ones I've ever been to. But we don't have time because we got to fix the Jaguar. So what I'm going to do is ask Steve Mignante to come here so that we can give you an episode of Roadkill's Junkyard Gold showing you all of this amazing stuff. And maybe we can even come back here and rescue something later on. But right now, UPS didn't show up, so we don't have parts for the Jaguar, so we got to figure out how to like booger it all together to get the blower belt on it so that we can at least go for one final epic burnout for distance, just like the Jaguar is known for. So new plan, you're saying don't fix it here, go to the drag strip and fix it and try and run.
Yeah, our fix here is quite temporary. Might as well be temporary at a drag strip. Starter's very unhappy.
What? Dude, what is going on? We better look instead of ruin it. Oh, that's incredible.
I know everything else I've bolted on fell off, but that was tight.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Starter's fully falling off. It's a dangler. All right, we can fix this. Fixed. Back on plan. Handled. I'm surprised how good this thing runs with no blower belts. I wonder if it'll do a burnout on dirt. That worked. Goodbye, fantastic Idaho place.
So we're just doing a little bit of a mop-up here, and we'll be getting back to racing.
Made it! Firebird Raceway, here since 1968, run by the same family the whole time. That's why I've always wanted to come here.
This place is so cool.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Let's do it.
So we got to go wrench on this thing past tech, and then we're going to come down here and make some passes. So what's going on here is that we had to tap that damper to 7/16 bolts. We're going to use those 3 7/16 bolts to hold the blower pulley on too. This is the pattern that's on the damper, and we're just going to drill right through it to make new holes in the blower pulley.
Time to reinstall our blower pulley. We're about to have boost again.
Baba Boost is back. Cool. Pulley situation is solved. Now I think we should fire it up and time it. Yes. Fire it up. Remember out on the highway, we just randomly rotated the distributor a couple times to improve the tune-up when the belt fell off? I have to undo that now and set up the ignition timing for boost. I'm gonna put it at 30 degrees, and then I'm gonna set the MSD boost retard at 1.5 degrees of retard per pound of boost, which ends up being really low timing, but it's what this thing doesn't ping on. All right, I got the timing set. We just checked the transmission fluid. I'm checking the oil level. We got to put the slicks on it or drag radials, and then I think we're good to go.
Oh, we're so close to running the car. Dave's putting the slicks on. I have some borrowed 110 octane gas from Beer Boys Racing. We're going racing soon. It's gonna happen.
I really wanted to get the carburetor scoop on here, but it's a whole rigmarole. We just don't have time. Hope that doesn't burn us.
Here we go. I got wood grain, I got imitation sheepskin, I got a Wyand 871 supercharger, Holley double pumper carburetors. I think she's gonna rip.
This is the Jaguar, representing the brand Roadkill.
If we get from here to the big end with no oil on the track, I'm gonna be happy. And if we run 11.99, I'm gonna be losing my mind. And it's just gonna be fantastic if it goes anywhere in the 12s.
All right, here we go. Let's do a burnout.
So far, so good.
Come on, girl. Go, 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 go. It doesn't feel that fast, but it is working. Come on, go!
Right out of the box, 1263.
Oh my God, I wonder that it ran. Whoa, sketchy brakes.
1263 at 108 miles an hour. That's not bad for what you put that thing through, and for the elevation here, they said it's about 2,700 feet right now. Huh, not bad.
Oh, that was fun. I don't see smoke. The car's still in one piece. Woo! Blower belt is still on. Our homebrewed repair worked. Okay, so I'm gonna go again, and this time I'm gonna leave the line with more RPM, and I'm gonna shift.
All right, spinning us back for his second pass. I haven't talked to him, but obviously he thinks something can improve because he came right back to make another run.
We good to go? All right, let's try this again.
I really wish we had that carb scoop. Provide a little ram air, keep the air from disturbing the flow across the top of the carburetor. Running them open like that is not good.
Oh, this is better. Much better shifting manually. Go, baby! Woo-hoo-hoo!
1252 and 108 miles an hour again.
Oh, that was fun. Oh, there's more left. I can leave with even more RPM.
So obviously he did something with shift points or something. He knows he's improving. I'm guessing he's going to come right back. It's really good news for us that the mile an hour is the same, because that means that it's not getting hot and losing horsepower.
Let's see. Temp's good. Oil pressure's good.
That is pretty much exactly what it ran in Brainerd.
Hey, it didn't break though.
It didn't break, it didn't oil. We did it. It ran 1252 at almost 3,000 feet of elevation. And I think it'd go quicker if we put more timing in it, but they already shut the track down.
I love this car. I can't believe it even went that quick after lug nuts holding this thing
Oh,
together.
I know.
Like,
Well, and fouled plugs, no carb scoop is lousy. I mean, we can run through the list of excuses. We can make this quicker. But I think the big thing is the Jaguar is back. That was awesome. So pack it up.
or we could do more burnouts.
Or we could do more burnouts. That was loud. Man, that was an awesome time. We had all kinds of roadkill rehashing, reliving the parking lot engine swap, doing epic burnouts, road tripping, butchery repairs, going to a drag strip I've always wanted to go to, and then there's also the little stuff of finding just amazing junkyards, finding a new shop that helped us out right there in Reno. It's just all sorts of roadkill greatness wrapped into one. But there is one disappointment, and that is that we didn't find a replacement for that stolen Maserati pickup truck. The good news, though, is that leaves us a goal to once again go on the hunt in a future episode of Roadkill. Oh, that's gnarly. Yikes.
Some more right over here. And the valve cover. Intake. Wrenches.
That's a mess. What did you do? Our motor is shiny and new.
Spreading my love all over the motor.
Yeah, you did.